Hey everybody, Superfluous J here with another Factorio for beginners, and instead of starting up at the or over at the Steam engines over here, where I'm going to be setting up that circuit I was talking about last episode. I figured I would double my my smelting, or my sorry, not smelting, my creating these uranium-235 pellets, because we want to make sure we never run out over here. If we ever run out, we're going to be in big trouble, and we're going to have to fix it as quickly as possible. And I would rather not have to fix it than not fix it. So ideally, that will create twice as many uraniums in general, and that means twice as many uranium 238s. So, normally I don't like to talk about this kind of things during the episodes that we're on here, but a big update came out for Factorio. Ideally, the goal of this series is that you can watch it anytime. You can be watching this 10 years after I make it, and it'll still be fairly valid because of the fact that Factorio doesn't change all that much anymore. However, one big change that just happened is we've got a ton of new icons for stuff. And anybody watching this in the future is thinking that now these are the real icons that they're used to seeing, whereas before I was using other icons. Like fish is a completely different icon now. The circuits are a lot brighter. Heat pipes are a line instead of a plus, although hopefully they'll change that back to a plus. Gates look a little more gatey. Exoskeletons, things like that. Everything in general, I like them a lot better. The splitters look better. The belts look a little bit brighter, and everything will just looks sharper, which is pretty awesome. Also, there's a ton more sounds that you're probably used to hearing that I am not yet. Okay, stealth edit, and now let's make our little circuit thing here. So what we want to do here is we want to know how much power is available to the network, and for that we're going to want a we made them for solar power. I don't remember where they are. They're right here. An accumulator, which I can't actually make one. I need some batteries, which are a pain in the butt to get. So I think what I'm going to do here... you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'll go all the way down here and get batteries. And watch me not crash into anything. Look at this. Look at this. It's like I'm a real person. Okay, there's batteries down here somewhere. I know it. Robots are all coming to my aid. I could probably... Actually, I don't think I can request batteries, but there are batteries in here. So let's go ahead and take those. Let's go ahead and make ourselves an accumulator. And we also want, in the same place that the wires are, wherever the wires are, there they are, there's a speaker. I want a programmable speaker because we're gonna set up a speaker. And oh, look at that! I had an extra wire and it took it away from me, which is awesome. Okay, let's drive back up through the center here so as to not crash into any pipes or anything. Head back up here to our power plant and set these things up. And you can see our coal power, our steam power is starting to run out, where these guys don't have any fuel in them. So what we want to do here is we want a power pole that's all by itself. Well, not all by itself, but like set up specifically for this process. Then we want an accumulator. Then we want to run a red wire, or a green wire, doesn't really matter. I'll tell you what, I've got them down here. We'll run a green wire from the accumulator to the power pole to the belt. And then now we can put this belt back, because that belt's going to stop it now. Now, the accumulator here outputs a signal. It always outputs an A. You can change it to whatever you want, but A is perfectly fine for our purposes. And notice it says it reaches the charge level, and the charge level is A. Now he is fully charged up, and he is reading, if you look on the right there, A is 100. That's why I put it on the power pole, because I wanted to see what A was. So now what I want to do here is, if the charge on this guy ever drops, that means we're completely out of nuclear power, and we're in trouble. So what I want to do is I want to set this up to be enabled when A is less than 99. I could say not equal to 100, but I don't like. I like doing less than and greater than when you're dealing with potential floating point numbers. I'm not 100% sure this A is exactly equal to 99 or 100 or whatever. So now this guy, as soon as power drops in this network, this is going to open up, and these guys are all burner inserters, so they're going to, even with no power whatsoever, they're going to be able to put into here, and ideally that'll kick this on quickly enough that we won't run out of power. Then the other thing I want to do is I want to set up that speaker I made, which you can set up speakers all over on your base, and they're actually pretty handy in a lot of situations. But I'm just going to set the speaker up. We'll set it up here. Doesn't really matter where, and then we're going to connect that green wire to it again. So now we've got this little network here of these 4 different things. And we've got this speaker. And what we want to say is when A is less than, we'll say, 50, we want this thing to do something. And we can make it do anything we want. We'll say alarms. Alarms are fine. And then we want some kind of an alarm. That's pretty scary. That's a boring. That's boring. That's like kind of like that one. I think I'll do that. And we want global playback, so it doesn't matter where it goes. I'm going to turn the volume down because I don't want it to be that annoying. And we want an alert to be shown. And we want an icon for that we're just going to recognize instantly. And I think what we can do is nuclear reactor. And we can say power. And it will show an icon on the map. Now, the icon on the map doesn't really matter. I'm going to actually turn that off. You know what? I'll leave it back. I'll leave it on. The icon on the map is going to show me this thing. So it's not actually telling me that, hey, there's no power up here. It's telling me this is the alarm that's going off. It might be nice to know that that's the alarm that's going off if I make a whole bunch of them, so that later on, if I get an alarm and I don't remember where it is, I can always find out where it is. This is going to be annoying if it ever goes off, because it's designed to be annoying. I have to address it in order to turn the alarm off. That's the important thing. Notice that we've already starting to back up fuel over here, which is really nice. And we've already got another one of these guys coming over here, which is nice. What I want to do now is oh, we got another one too. That's awesome. When this stuff starts backing up, I want to take it off the belt, because I don't want the iridium-238 to back up to here and cause the whole thing to stop, because I actually want a whole bunch of uranium-238. So I'm going to put that here. I'm going to put a box here, and I'm going to run another wire from here to here. Oops, I turned the belt around by accident. There we go. And I want the I want the belt to always be enabled. I don't want to turn it off ever, but I want to read its contents. And I want to read the hold of its contents. I want to read how many items are on the belt. And then I want this guy to be enabled when, and we're going to do the anything, false when there are no inputs. So he is enabled when anything is greater than 1. So if there's only one uranium-238 on this section of the belt, he's off. If there's ever 2, he's going to turn on so he can grab one. That way this guy, and actually I want to set his stack size also to 1. So he's always going to leave one on the belt, but he's going to take any more that are there. And I just realized, you know what, I'm going to make myself another one of these, because I want to be alerted to something specific. We'll do that. Grab some green wire. Boom, boom, and boom, so we can see what that is. Will that cause any problems? It might. I don't like to connect networks together willy-nilly. So I think I'll connect them to this one, so we can see what the signal is on this if we ever care. What I want to do is I want to say if uranium-238, which is, that's a fluid. There we go. Not uranium ore. Uranium-235. I'm sorry, I said 238. We want to do a global playback, show alert. And I'm not actually going to set an alarm. I'm not going to say... Yeah, I'll turn off global playback. It would be nice if you could say none. Huh. That's funny that I never thought of it. But I want this to be I want this to happen when this is greater than 39. And there's a reason for that. And the reason is if we go into our research and we look up Covarex enrichment process. This allows us to enrich uranium-235 with some uranium-238 to make a uranium-235. So as soon as you have 40 uranium-235, you can make 41. And then you can take that one and take it away, and then take the other 40 and put it back into the same machine and make more. So we want 40 of these before we get to the point where we got that. And then that'll allow us to... that noise, by the way, is my night vision turning on and off. I would have told you that back in the day, but it wasn't a thing back then. So there you go. But anyway, these guys are still filling up, so we don't really care about them. And we are just waiting for that to fill up and for our research to happen. So where'd my tank go? There it is. Next up on the list, we've got a problem that I haven't really talked about lately, but I want to fix it now. These things are a lot easier to fix now that we have robots. And that problem is we are not making red circuits at even remotely the pace that we need to in order to meet the demand that we're about to put on the base. And actually the demand that's on the base right now, we're not making enough red circuits for. So what we want to do here is we want to let the bots bring us a bunch of garbage. And then we want to expand our red circuits, which are way down here, outside of the robot network. So I'm going to let my personal robots do this. Now, I had already set this up so that we had these lines going underground because we wanted to run this line through here. So I'm gonna continue that logic. I'm gonna set these up so that they come around like this, and then we're gonna other than that, we're gonna run the belt the normal way that we always have, which is we want to actually we can just do this. We want to put this as close to these things as we can. See, this has to go underground and then back up, so we can actually run it like this. Can I put it here? I think I can. Yeah, we're gonna shift and put that down. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this off so that when this one gets put down, that'll complete this. And so I'm also gonna take this off. So when that one gets put down. And then what this is gonna do is, oh, and I forgot about the modules. We need to take all the modules out because I want to put the better productivity modules in here. And sadly, the interface for doing this is a little clunky because all the good keyboard shortcuts are taken at this point to put items in them and take them out. So I'm taking all these productivity modules out. And actually, my bots are putting them in the other one, but oh well, there's not much I can do about that. I could put them in my trash slot, I guess. There we go. That way nobody will use them. That I can take them out of these guys. Yeah, you guys just go ahead and place all these things. And I think the rest of these don't have... Actually, if I... No, it doesn't. It won't remove the productivity module if it's not there. And if I do this... Now that also doesn't remove the productivity module from the blueprint, which is a little annoying. But anyway, we've doubled our red circuit production, which is nice. But I'm going to head down here and we're going to see how many productivity modules we have because circuits are a great place to put your productivity modules because they just help every step of the way. So I'm going to stuff a bunch of, actually out of my logistics slots that I don't need anymore. Take them out of here. And I'm going to stuff them in here just so he gets them. And then we have, we have a ton of these, so I'm just going to take them all. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade that entire line of red circuits with the priority module, or the productivity module 2s. I'm just going to do this. There we go. Now everybody has productivity modules. That's good. Okay, so now that these guys are set up, we still have plenty of belt space. We are nowhere near capacity here. We're not even halfway full of a belt. So what we can do here is we can copy this entire thing from here to here. And we actually don't need those undergrounds anymore. And we can paste this right here. And we can bring it back one. And we don't need these undergrounds. And we don't need these undergrounds. And then we don't need this underground. And we also are out of belts, so we'll have to go up and do that. Now these ones here, actually, let me cancel this. I just realized that this isn't good either, because we don't want that to happen. We want to start from here and paste it right here. And I missed a belt, but no big deal. Oh, that's a new sound for me. The placing a ghost sound down, and of course, and removing a ghost sound, and then I have to place more ghost sound. I'm not sure I like that sound, but you know what? I'm not going to judge it. So we just quadrupled our red belt production, our red circuit production, and I am now going to let my bots get back into my body, and then I'm going to Control C, and I'm going to octuple it now. And let's head up here and get some more ingredients, because we need a lot of belts, we need a lot of inserters, we need a lot of stuff. And my bots are all going to come out here and give them to me. So let's just meet them halfway here. Here come the belts. So this took a while to set up, but it makes things a lot easier now. Because I don't have to run around and pick things up. I don't have to get rid of things that are in my inventory. The bots just do it all for me, which is very convenient. It looks like they're done, so let's run back down and let my bots that are in my inventory make the rest of this setup here for me. And while they do the busy work, while they do the boring stuff, let me also set up all the lines, because we need to set up all these lines of things. So actually, part of this I can do automatically. Actually, I can do this. This can go right here, because this is all the same. And then any one of these is the same as these. And then, let's see, this here goes here, right? Yeah, this here goes here. So I need to delete a couple lines here. But that goes there. We need another one of these red things to come off of here. And then we need the green circuits to come down to here. Like that. And then we're going to need copper. And the copper line is actually a little tricky, because these two are right next to each other. And frankly, I don't think we're ever going to run out. I think I could do this. And that saves me having to run that. One of these guys is backwards. He's backwards. There we go. Okay. Oh, I copied the outbound one instead of the inbound one. Oops, that's my bad. Okay, so this one here needs to be this. And this one here needs to be the copper line. So this needs to go to here. Pretty sure I got that right. And I'll just run these manually. There we go. And who's screwed up here? You're screwed up. And you're screwed up. And then we've got another thing of red circuits coming out. And we'll run you underground so that you can go there. And we're going to output priority to the left with fish. Our new fish icon. Get those off the belt. And now we never have to worry about them again. Okay, now we can let our robots do their job. And we're almost out of belts again, which is somewhat hilarious. Where did my tank? I think my tank went to the. I think I left my tank upstairs, so let's let these guys do their job. And then I'm going to run up here. Yeah, they're going to go forever, so let me get back over to here. Sorry, bots. I'll come back down in a second. Yeah, they want to give me all these belts. I think I actually... I'm going to pick up 200 more, because they'll let me have 400 of my inventory, and I think that's probably a good number to have. Okay, and all my poor little bots here. You can pick them up manually if they're out of electric charge, or any time really. And you pick them all up a lot faster than they recharge themselves. It's kind of a little cheaty thing, because you can pick them up and then they instantly recharged and they're ready to go out there again. But in this situation, I don't think I'm going to have a problem with recharging the belts. But anyway, so I've just 8 times my red circuit production. That should get me going. Of course, probably green circuit production needs a little bit of work as well, but, you know, what are you going to do? But anyway, how are we doing on power, by the way? Just out of curiosity, we've got 46 megawatts of power being generated by our steam turbines, which is pretty awesome. Nothing by the steam engines, and our accumulator is sitting there at full power. This is the amount of production we have. So if we look up here at the nuclear plant, yeah, he's idle. He's not actually running. We're centrifuging a bunch of uranium. We're making these things, and we're putting them on the belt. Eventually this belt's going to fill up, this guy's going to fill up, and then we're going to start putting uranium into there, which is what we're waiting for right now as far as that's concerned. And I am going to run out of belts again. This is crazy. Okay, this is going to take a little bit while. So I don't see any real reason why you should sit here and wait for it to finish while I do extra work. So I will be back when we're about to start talking about the next thing, which is production science. Yes, we are starting a new science pack. Finally. It's been a while since we've had a new science pack. This production science gives us top tier modules, which is going to be where I actually care about changing my factories around to matter that. It also gives us coal liquefaction, gives us the Covarex thing that I was just talking about, gives us even better belts. It gives us beacons, which are amazing, and it is an important step in getting the rocket ship going, because we need it for the rocket silo. So this is a big one. So we're gonna just research this. If I was able to actually do it the correct way, there we go. Start the research. It's obviously going to be very quick. Science packs don't ever take too much in the way of research, and what we want to do here is we want to put them down here on the bottom of the bus, not crashing our tank into anything important. And right down here is a perfectly fine place to put these production science packs. So what we want here is we want to be able to make them. And so I'm just going to wait until they're ready to go. But in the meantime here, we can set up our 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here's where we're going to actually start making them. And production science packs take, well, let's get rid of that. Production science packs take rails, electric furnaces, and productivity modules, which we know how to make because we've been making them. Now we're going to make dedicated ones. We're not going to use the ones from up there. We're actually going to make dedicated electric furnaces because we need so many of them, and we're also going to have a dedicated rail system down here as well. So we need to make all these things on site. So what does that mean as far as making things are concerned? Well, we need to make rails. We need to make whatever the other thing that we're just talking about, electric furnaces. We need to make rails, and we need to make the third thing, which I totally didn't forget, productivity modules. They are right here. We need productivity module 1s. If you look at the recipe for science packs, it has the 1 light on the module itself. So this is what we need to make. Now, Okay, sorry. Quick stealth edit again. We're getting to the point now where the math is hard to do in your head, and it's hard to do while you're talking. So I'm just gonna be blatantly honest with you. I opened up a website that tells me what to do. You can do this math in your head, though. You saw me do it with the simpler science packs. You just do it with the other ones. It's just, if you're going to be doing these in your head, you're either better at math than I am, or you have an Excel implanted in your brain in a chip or something. But essentially what we need to do is we want to make one of these a second. That's kind of been the goal up until this point. And for that, you need about 10 of these factories. So I'm just going to lay them down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what we need for to make one of these a second. And in order to support that, we need about 3 of these furnaces. And for about 3 of these furnaces, we also need about 7 of these. Is that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then lastly, we also need, I think it's 4. Yeah, we need 4 of these. And these are all fractional numbers, and they're all lower than the maximum. We need to make the maximum. So this is actually 3.4, but we need to make 4 in order to make that work. So now we need to know how much of stuff we need to bring in to make those work. And what we need here is we need bricks, we need steel, and we need advanced circuits. These guys need stone, steel, and iron. These guys need electronic circuits and advanced circuits. So we need advanced circuits, we need electronic circuits, we need iron, steel, stone brick, and that's it. If we bring those in the correct ratios, we'll be able to get this going. So, how much do we need of everything? Well, using my little calculator, I'm out of belts, which is hilarious. Tell you what, I'm actually gonna pause the recording and go grab more belts. Okay, so it turns out that in order to make all this stuff, you need half a belt or less of each of the input items. You kind of have to go on faith at this point, unless you want to do all the math, and I'm not going to do all the math. I did all the math for the stuff up there. I'm not going to do it for these harder to make products. Just trust the calculator, basically, is what I'm doing. So we need to though set these things up so that they are logistically set up. And we're running a little bit long on this episode. At least I hope we are. I made a lot of edits, but so I'm going to actually do this next time. I'm going to set up all this in a reasonable logistical fashion, and then I'll explain it all to you when we get back. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm Superfluous Jay, and I will, as always, talk at you later.